Now I'm going to stitch the heel. You see here we have this tab at the end that we cut out. Okay, we leave that until last. We don't stitch that part until after we've turned the moccasin. Okay, so now I'm going to stitch right from the bottom of the heel, okay, up to where it reaches the ankle, up here. Okay, back again. Now before I start on the heel of that pattern, I'd just like to point out this is the piece, the strip of leather that I was talking about before, okay, that I've sewn in between the layers. Okay, and that just folds over like that and you can't see the threads. And back here we have the flaps. Now you can have short flaps, and you can make this pattern, if you like, all in one with the flap, although it's not as good using sheepskin because you've then got the fleece on the outside of the flap when it folds down. But I don't do that. I sew these separate flaps that are much bigger. Much higher. And they wrap around my ankle. Like so, and give me much more protection against snakes. Okay, so I sew those on separately. After I've finished the moccasin and I've turned it the right way, you can see the fleece on the inside. I just simply get the leather, put it alongside, and again just whip stitch it all the way around. Okay, now I'll show you on this one too where I fitted an extra sole. Okay, as you can see, this sole is actually shaped a bit, and that's because this is already taken on the shape of my foot, and I've cut the bottom of the sole so that the thread goes up into the cut and doesn't get damaged when I'm walking on it. If you use sinew for this, it's even better, but at the moment I've got more linen thread than I have sinew, so I've used thread instead. Okay, and that'll make them last a lot longer. Okay, right, we're going to start sewing the heel now. Now you can either stitch from the heel up to the ankle, or from the ankle down to the heel. I tend to sew it from the ankle down to the heel because when I get down here, if I've got any thread left, I leave it until I've turned the moccasin, and then I continue on to sew this little piece at the end. Okay, this tab. Okay, but it doesn't really matter which way you do it. It's just a matter of preference. That's all. So I'm going to start here. Same as last time, leave a bit of thread sticking out. Go through that hole again. Just so it gets a good grip. And then I'll continue on and I'm stitching over the top of that thread that's sticking out, so that'll hold it in place. It won't pull out. Don't try and cover too much ground at once. Make it nice and neat. If you ever do snag any of these stitches on anything and they break whilst you're on the trail, the more stitches you've got in, the better. Don't put them too close so that one hole breaks into the other, because that will weaken it. You'll soon get the hang of a reasonable distance. To sew it.